Hello Route community, Mr. Dix here, and today we're going to be talking about what it's going to look like when we go back to school. We're going to start off with some general information for everybody, and then we're going to go through 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade and talk about what entrances they're going to go through and how they're going to get to their classes. When you get to school, whether that is by getting off a bus, walking to school, or having a family member or an adult in your life drop you off, you are going to meet one of the Rowe staff members. This could be an instructional assistant, it could be a teacher, it could be anybody that is a member of the Rowe Middle School staff. They are going to do two things. Number one, they're going to give you some hand sanitizer. Number two, they're going to check and make sure that you have the proper mask. If you're wearing a bandana or one of those neck things, they're going to replace that with a mask that we have for you. After that, we're gonna have to make sure we're going through the right entrance. So, 6th graders, you are going to go through the entrance that is the furthest away from the office. 7th graders, you're going to go into the building in the entrance that is closest to the office. 8th graders, because you are older and have the longevity and seniority, you're actually going to walk around the building and you're going to go into the side entrance that is closest to Lake Rowe. As you enter the building, you'll notice that there are pieces of blue tape on the ground. These strips of blue tape are placed 6 feet apart from each other. So as you're going into the building, we're gonna ask that you find these strips of blue tape and that you stand on those and wait so that we know that we are all standing 6 feet apart from each other with our masks on and our freshly hand sanitized hands. When we're in the building, there's a couple things that we need to know. When you get in, there will be another hand sanitizer station if you want to hand sanitize your hands once again. And then we'll be able to start making our way to our classrooms. When we are in common spaces in the building, like the hallways or in the lobby, our expectation is that we are standing 6 feet apart from each other, okay? 6 feet apart is a pretty big distance. In fact, 6 feet apart is basically like one Damian Lillard. So just imagine Damian Lillard lying down. That's how far apart you need to be. The CDC guidelines state that when we are in our classrooms, students must be 3 feet apart. So our teachers are figuring out ways that they can set up their classroom so that every student is 3 feet away from other students in the classroom. Now, let's be real. We're gonna be in the hallways with people, and we're going to be in the hallways with people that we haven't seen in over a year. And a lot of us are going to be really excited about that, and we're gonna want to greet and show love and appreciation to these people that we've missed for this long. I know when I get back, I'm gonna see Mr. Tate, and I'm gonna wanna give him a little dap up, some high fives, some pounds and stuff like that. But as awful and as crappy as it is, we're not gonna be able to do that. So here are some ways that you can still greet, show love, and appreciation to your peoples without coming within 6 feet. One thing you can do is the self-hug. I'm a big fan of this because not only are you showing somebody else that you want to hug them, you're also showing yourself a little bit of love by giving yourself a self-hug. So basically, you'll see someone that you want to give a hug, and then, when you see them, you'll stay 6 feet apart and give yourself a self-hug. And that self-hug will show that you want to give them a hug. Now, if you're somebody who's too cool for the self-hug and you ain't really trying to do that, and you know, you're not there in your level of expression with your friends, and you're like, yo, a hug might be too intimate, maybe I just want to do like a high five or dap, we got you covered. We'll call it the self-dap. See somebody? Hey, I want to say what up to you. Oh, I miss you. Bro, what up? Hey, my dude, what's good? And instead of dapping them up, you're gonna dap yourself up. Give yourself a little self-dap. You can even turn it into a self-pound if you want, but it's just a way of showing. Make eye contact with them and be like, hey, I miss you. I love you. I get it. It's not great. It really stinks. It super sucks. I'm not a fan of it. I want to be able to like give y'all daps and give y'all hugs and pounds and all that stuff, but we're just not going to be able to do it right now. Maybe in September there's a possibility, hopefully, but as of right now we have to go about and make sure that we're staying 6 feet apart and that our hands are off of each other's hands. But we also want to make sure that we show love and appreciation to the people in our community, and this is one way to do it. So now, after we've walked into the building, we've seen some of our peoples, we've given ourselves some self-hugs and self-daps, and we're making our way to our classes, there's an important thing to know. We have different routes for each grade level. So if you're a 6th grader, you're going to walk in and you're going to go straight down the main hallway. The only students who are walking down the main hallway are going to be our 6th grade students. They will be the only ones walking down the main hallway. When we are walking down the main hallway or any hallway, you want to make sure that you stand on the right side of the hallway. You're staying on the right side of the hallway so we can walk in a line and we can still maintain as much space as we can between each other. 6th graders, as you're walking down the main hallway, you'll eventually, once you pass the library, come to a 4-way section. Many of you will continue to go straight and you will go down the 6th grade hallway where all the 6th grade teachers are located except for a select few. If you have Mr. Tate, you're going to take a left and you're going to go to the first classroom on the right. If you have Miss G, you're going to take a right at this section and you are going to walk all the way down to Miss G's classroom, and that's where you're going to stop. Otherwise, you'll continue to go forward into the 6th grade hallway. The 6th grade hallway is set up as so. On the left-hand side of the hallway, we start with Mr. Young's classroom at 331, and then we go Mr. Gaskin at 332, and then Miss Salisbury at 333, and then across the hallway on the right side of the hallway, as you're walking down it, you'll have Mr. Stevenson at 334, Mr. Kavanaugh at 335, and Miss Welker at 336. Now, if you have Mr. Hayes or Mrs. T. Brown, you will then go downstairs to room 337 or 338. And that is where our 6th graders are going to be located. 7th graders, you will not be going down the main hallway. You are actually going to take a left and you are going to go down the yellow hallway. As you're walking down this hallway, on the right-hand side, you'll have the odd number classes, and they'll go up from 101 to 103 to 105 to 107. And as you're walking down this hallway, while you're standing on the right-hand side, the classrooms will go up in even numbers on the left. If you need to get all the way to Miss Perpich's classroom in the 400 hallway, what you're actually going to do is you're going to take a left down that yellow hallway, and you are going to walk down to the short hallway and take a right onto the short hallway. Then you're going to take another right down the blue hallway, and then you will walk and you'll meet that 4-way section that I talked about for 6th graders, and you'll walk through that and you'll get to Miss Perpich's classroom. Eighth graders, you are walking in from the side entrance. If you have somebody like Miss Castman or Mr. Slack or Mr. Tolliver and you are in that yellow hall, then you can go down that yellow hall on the right-hand side. Otherwise, you're going to take a left at the short hallway and you're going to go all the way up, and then you can find your classrooms from there. Maybe you have Mr. Tate as the teacher and you're going to go into one of the side classrooms in this short hall. Or maybe you have one of the other teachers in the blue 200 hallway or in the 400 hallway. 7th and 8th graders, as you're walking down the blue hallway towards the main hallway, the numbers on your right-hand side are going to be even numbers and they are going to get smaller. The numbers on the left-hand side are going to be odd numbers and they are going to get smaller. So that is how you're going to navigate the hallways and find your classrooms. 7th and 8th graders, in your hallways, you will be crossing paths with each other. So we need to make sure that we stay on the right-hand side. And remember, if you're going past each other and you see someone that you love and cherish and adore and miss, self-hug, self-daps. This is going to be really different from a normal school day. I know that a lot of times People will go from different classrooms to different classrooms. They will hang out in like the lobby or hang out in a certain section of the hallway with their friends and chat it up and talk. And that's cool and that's beautiful that you have people that you want to share time with like that. But we're not going to be able to do that this time around for these final 8 weeks of this school year. We're going to need to make sure that we're just getting to our classes so that we're able to not populate the hallways and limit the possibility of a potential spread and exposure. So that's the dilly deal on the first day. Just know that we are going to have a lot of teachers directing and reminding people and helping out and doing all of those things to try to make it as less stressful as possible. We want to make this a safe and healthy experience that also allows us to start interacting with each other and coming together in the building as a community once again. So we're looking forward to that, and we'll see